The grand army of androids has been successful. Like the droids from the Clone Wars, we will rise up and we will come against our enemies with overwhelming force and numbers, but not necessarily the most powerful if we are down to our most minor units. But all together, we will fight and we will conquer. Welcome to the Mechanoid Masters, episode 19, and look at everybody coming down to come and strip all the bodies and chase after Jay, who's got a tail? What a strange looking man. Welcome to today's episode, and on today, we are building the grandest army you've ever seen. We are assembling the drillers and turning them into the fighting force that you've never seen before. And of course, hopefully getting Bossy here, bearded Bossy, to re-recruit Jones, or even get Jean to do it. So the plan for today is expanding our army. We're at a point now where the raids are getting pretty hefty. As you can see, the next one's 81 harpies. Not necessarily the strongest, but it's pretty hefty. So what we need to do is build up our army, and I've already started by planning out an extension to the Mechanoid room, giving it just a little bit more size. And I'd also like to pre-start on the Mechanoid program for the tier 2 androids, and make them all into Mechanators and start gestating them some more mechs. So that requires us to then do more build base and extend the Mechanoid production area a little bit further. Just so our engine's finished upgrading again, so we're now on tier 4. Can we go up any further? I've got no idea. It seems to say that we can, but hey, this now has literally completely replaced Robbie. Who's Robbie? Don't even miss him. I've made the decision as well that I'm going to just totally deconstruct these upgraders. Now that we're moving kind of away from Mechanoids, I feel like they're not necessarily as important. I could really do the resources as well. I can use this as an extension to the Mechanoid gestation area as well, and maybe have this only for, say, the advanced constructoids, and that's it. So for you just now, there's probably been a jump cut of microseconds to get to this, what you're seeing right now. But up here, we have 1.2 days till the tribe of Kinji attacks us. Now, for those eagle-eyed viewers of you, you'll know that there was 81 harpies there for just a second ago. I'm going to be honest, it's been 2 hours since the previous jump cut, and my PC has not once managed to successfully generate that entire raid without any issues. The 81 harpies was too much for this colony and my PC to handle, so much so that I've had to just skip it. I'm really sorry. I've had to go into dev mode, and I had to get rid of that raid because it just broke everything. The main issue was that the raid went on for so long that the Mechanoids decided to leave the map, and when they leave the map, it doesn't ever successfully end the raid, so we just ended up being in limbo. So I hope you guys will forgive me for that one. But hey, the next raid is in 1.1 days with the tribe of Kinji, and I think it's the same people that have raided us down here, so we're in for a good fight. Bob or Jean can now gain a expertise. It's been a long time coming, and I'm not sure what to put him in, honestly. At the moment, he's got a double passionate in crafting, double passionate in cooking, so we could go into either one of those. I think, honestly, I'd probably like to put him into crafting, but I don't know what specifically to do. You can have disassembling for mechanoid shredding, tailoring for tailoring speed, weaponsmithing for weaponsmithing, and fabricating for component crafting speed. I think we could put on component crafting speed, probably a very handy one for us to get, honestly. I've now made the decision as well to add a extra wall to cut across the middle here. As much as I'd like having just this one big thick one as well, you know, we love a thick boy. Just to add another one in as that little bit of extra protection that the hedges can't quite do. I'm quite happy about that, honestly. And another tier 2 android has been created. Who will you become? Let's find out. And our child Sparks is completing the operation as well. Aren't you a bit young for this? Aren't you just a little bit young? Oh, it's part of crafting rather than anything else. Interesting. Okay, I didn't expect that. And there it is. It's initialized automatically. Personality indecision. So max ID 259, double passion in construction, minor plants passionate as well, and a minor one in social. Not too bad. I've made the decision as well to use this spare room now to house all of our recharging units. It doesn't make quite as much sense to have them in the same room as all of our gestation areas. So I thought, why not split them and make use of the room? Then it splits everything up and keeps things a little bit tidier. It means we can now reallocate all of our gestation units and make more of them. And there are the tribe of Kinji have arrived in transport pods nearby. One of the Yitakin, Witten, is the leader of the faction. Holy! Well, they're all landing down there on the opposite side of the wall, so this shouldn't be too bad, honestly. But the leader of the faction is here. Interesting. We've got this raid just here, and in the middle here, you can just see a clean sweeper has been knocked out. His leg has been shattered. It's been shot in the other leg as well. But it's his birthday today. Poor clean sweeper. Yitkin from Tribe Kinji are beginning their assault as well. So thankfully we built this first wall here so we can wait for them to come through that. And then they'll go through the other wall. So we've got plenty of time to where we can prepare, make sure all the drillers are all healed up and everything. It's very nice. They've now made it through and entered into our area here. The drillers have gone mad, immediately going out to meet them. Can you please not actually do that, please? Can we, like, bait them out? Drillers, please. Golf, please do not search and destroy. Come back. There we go. We are cheesing it ever so slightly by forcing them to all come through by this one-by-one corridor. But hopefully this shouldn't be too cheesy. And tier 4 androids have been researched. Huge. Absolutely huge. So, how do we make a tier 4 android? A tier 4 android requires 240 plastil, 80 uranium, 40 gold, 16 components, 16 advanced components, and a persona core. The persona core, interestingly enough, we do have. It's the gold we're missing. It's only the gold. So this tier 4 android is Leo's body replacement. Once we build that, Leo ascends. And the tribe, Biotech from the tribe Kinji are fleeing, and we have our rewards. A textile drop, architect artifact drop, fuel drop, and a delay next wave. Well, obviously we're going to be going for the delay next wave, the best reward you can possibly get. New recruit, Jones. Directs Jones back towards the community. Jean has done it. Jones is back. He grumbles and grunts and then finally lets out a huh? His English returns to him and he understands what's going on. Welcome back, Jones. We have visitors as well. Everything is going better now. We've got over these raids and now that's it. We're back on plain sailing mode. Jones has returned to us with all of his Mechanoids as well, finally reunited with all of his absolute units. I've taken the time and resorted out all the Mechanoids into each of their classes and everything for everybody as well, which is very, very satisfying. Welcome back, Jones. I have missed you so much. Leo's gained another psi level as well, taking us to either time reversal, interesting, or time sphere. Neither of these powers are particularly relevant because all we want is time quake here, so we'll just go for time sphere. And it turns out that we have reached the max level of the Ingestol engine, so level 4 is all we can get to. You can only hack biocoded things. It's okay, you know, it's very handy to have as a Mechanoid hub for all of our working robots. I've now completely renovated the gestator room as well, so we've got 10 large mech gestator, we've got 2 of the regular small ones and 4 of the advanced ones, with the last one being constructed as well. Hopefully this should allow us to keep on top of making just all Mechanoids at all times. All of them have been queued up with their individual different ones. For example, this one is going to get Tesserons. This one down here is going to have Centipede Gunners. And eventually we'll just kind of gestate things for everybody as we go. And nuclear power has finally been researched as well. So that leaves us now with our end goals more or less in place for power and in terms of androids. How do we make a nuclear reactor? 9 packed concrete, classic, 400 steel, 10 components, and 1 advanced components. And then how do we fuel you? No idea. We've also decided to build a couple of mech bandishes as well. Things are going very slow at the moment in the colony, like extremely slow. Just nothing's happening. So let's summon in the Apocryton and just deal with it. The Apocryton has been summoned. Nice. Something to do. That's all this is. The Apocryton has arrived. Arrived all the way down there. Okay, not a problem. I should bring everybody home and then wait for them to get closer and then we'll just obliterate them. So from what I've learned about the androids, basically they're extremely powerful and the more we upgrade them, the better we'll be. But they've broken through into our base. The drillers are just going to set them to search and destroy and let them do their own thing, honestly. And there we are, Apocryton defeated a nice little nanostructuring chip for us. I figured the quickest way for us to get the nanostructuring chips rather than just crafting them is probably just to defeat the bosses. You know what, I think we're going to call it here. We are just at a point now with the series where all I'm waiting for is resources so we can build and craft the things that we need to get to the end game now. And things are going quite slowly in that regard. My game is running at an absolute snail's pace because of all these Mechanoids. Who'd have thought that, you know, having all of this going on at the same time would be bad for my game. I promise that next series we're just not going to have this because it's just too much. So next episode, hopefully we'll have enough resources. I want to at least be able to craft a tier 4 android, get nuclear power, and build the Archotech mech stuff before we end this series. That's my final goals. So if you have enjoyed today's episode, and I do apologise if it's been a bit hit and miss, consider liking, subscribing, and make sure you tell your mum about it. And I'll see you next time. Thank you.